Hi, my name is Antonia Johnson, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the client that I'm going to be working with. My client is a 23-year-old African American female. Um, she is a cutter and has severe flashbacks. She was sexually abused at the age of 12 years old by her stepfather. At this time, she did not inform her mom of the abuse. When she was 15 years old, she informed a friend at school about the abuse, and that friend in turn spoke to a school counselor who then notified the officials about the abuse that was going on. My client reported that she did not feel comfortable with coming forth and telling her mom because of the backlash that her mom and her family would um, have against her. She didn't have any support once the abuse came out. Her mom kicked her out of the home, and she had to live with her maternal grandfather, who also did not believe her about the abuse. She later ran away from home to live with her father in another state, upon which she also had gotten pregnant, and is not with the child's father, but is actually a very good mother to her son. She does not have a really good relationship with her mother at all. They speak here and there, but her mom, their relationship is very volatile. The mom does not want to hold a relationship, have a relationship with her. She will, when she would reach out to her mom, call her or anything like that of that nature, the mom would hang up the phone on her and would pretty much dismiss any emotions or feelings that she may have. My client was very concerned and upset, and this is kind of some of the reasons of why she's here today, is because the stepfather has been the one who's been reaching out to her. He has been contacting her to tell her happy birthday when her birthday is around or for the holidays. So her mom is not doing this. However, the stepfather has taken on this um, role of being the person to call and to wish happy birthday and holidays. And because she wants to have a relationship with her mom, she has not pushed away her stepfather. She'll still speak to him on the phone, even though it's very hurtful and alarming to her. So she still has suppressed her feelings and her emotions because of the lack of support that's going on within her family. So I'm going to actually right now address my client as if I was actually speaking with her. And I'm going to refer to her as Susan. So, hi, Susan. Thank you for being here today. I know it was a lot for you to come out and meet with me, but I just want to let you know that I'm grateful that you were actually able to come here today so that we can kind of talk about some of the presenting issues and the problems that have been coming up in your life right now. Just wanted to let you also know that the goal of this therapy is so that you will be able to have a more productive life. So you will be able to function and that you will be able to live your life to the best of your ability. And that is the ultimate goal for this therapy. Trauma can be a lot, and it can be a lot for someone to actually relive or to go back in through the events that took place in the traumatic situation or the experience that you had. So I just want to make you understand that you're totally in control of this relationship here with us as far as the progress and the treatment. It's very important that you continue to check in with me. I will continue to check in with you throughout the process just to ask you how you're feeling and how are things going on in your life, because the goal is not to have you decompensate or for things to unravel in your life, but the goal is to have you feel empowered again and for you to have control and feel motivated about the things that you were once motivated about. So it's going to be really important for us to have a relationship wherein that you feel comfortable to tell me, Ms. Johnson, I don't want to go any further, or I don't want to talk about this issue at this time. So that is something that I wanted to definitely let you know up, you know, in the beginning. Just to let you know a little bit about trauma, it comes in different forms, and the feelings that you have that you have expressed to me are signs of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and those signs of you being afraid and fearful, and when you see people that are very similar to your stepfather, that they may alarm you. You don't feel safe in certain environments. Uh, these are all symptoms of PTSD. Your nightmares that you have and the flashbacks. These are all signs that your body is reminding you of the trauma, and you're actually unable to really be able to tell the difference from the past and the present. So the goal here is to really help you to be able to understand your body and to be able to understand the emotions and the feelings and the the tenseness that you get within your body, to be able to understand where it's coming from. Because so once you're able to understand your body, then you're actually able to develop the skills that you need to be able to cope and manage these symptoms and these feelings. And just wanted to let you know that these symptoms, you know, they're real, and to not be afraid, totally afraid of it, because the most important thing is that you're here today, and you've survived what you've went through, and you're actually here to tell your story. And the goal is to have you to retell your story that so that it can empower you, so that you can see that you were not the person to feel ashamed, and it wasn't your fault, and this was totally out of your control. So my goal is to always have you start at the end, where you are now, where you are here. You're here today. So let's start with how this has affected your current life. You know, what is going on in your current life. So you may wonder, how come I'm not starting back at how the event took place? However, I'm going to be starting back. I'm going to be starting at the point of what's going on now in your current life. You know, what has happened to you, your trauma, how has that affected how you are currently living? So we will start there, and then we will definitely develop tools and skills to be able to help you to address those. And then we will go back further into the lack of support that you've mentioned from your mom and other family members after they found out about the abuse. So we'll take it step by step, you know, as long as you're okay with it. Um, and the other thing that we will talk about is, I know that you mentioned that you do cut from time to time, and then the cutting has gotten a little bit more intensive since the phone calls. So just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So people tend to cut because it brings out different expressions. So it could be that that's the way you express your anger. It could be that's the way that you feel like you're in control of your situation. Like, you know, you mentioned you were not in control when you were 12 years old, and all those years you had to live with the secret of what was happening to you. So these are some of the reasons of why people you know, harm themselves. And my question would definitely be to you, what kind of relief does this bring to you? How does this make you feel when you do cut? Um, and that's important, because that sensation and that relief that you get, we will definitely find other mechanisms and other things that you could use instead of cutting to help you. But the most important thing to find out is, what relief does that give to you? Because again, the trauma is so intense, and it's embedded in your body and in your mind, and as a reaction you need to feel that release, you need to feel that control, and that control is by harming yourself and by cutting. So we want to definitely look into other healthy ways so that you will be able to express that. Flashbacks is also another way that these stories are relived. And sometimes it may make you feel like you're actually in that traumatic event and that traumatic event is going on. And we'll use different techniques such as grounding to kind of help you to realize that you are in the present and that you are safe, because that's important to let you know that you are safe and that you are here and that you are not going to be harmed. So there's going to be different techniques and different interventions that we're going to use, but I want you to understand that being the traumatic event that you've been through in your life, that you have survived it. You're here today. You are a survivor, and that the goal is to definitely be able to give you the skills that you need so that you could be able to live a functional life, so that you could be able to go on and live and take care of your son and be able to look back at your situation and be able to see that you are not to blame and that there is no shame as far as what happened to you. So most importantly, again, it's just a check in. I'm going to check in with you. And I just want to know your feelings, how you're feeling, if you're feeling tense, if your stomach is hurting you, any kind of feelings that you have. I would like you to be honest and address that with me so then I know how slow and how fast that we can go throughout this process. Because again, you're the one that's going to be totally in control of this situation, because our goal here is not to have you to decompensate. Our goal here is so that you can be able to be functional and that you can be able to have a very fruitful life and be able to recover from the situation. Okay, thank you.